Hi, my name is Zachary Hamill, and I'm the Emergency Operations Manager for Sutter County. I oversee the Office of Emergency Management. And what I'm talking to you today about is disaster preparedness. It's important to have you prepared for a disaster because we face many threats here in Sutter County. So our number one threat here in Sutter County is flooding. We're bordered by the Sacramento and the Feather Rivers, and we have levees that keep us safe, but that is our number one threat. Flooding is going to be most prevalent between December and April, so our winter months. That's when we experience atmospheric rivers, and atmospheric rivers bring the most moisture to our region here in California, and that also in turn brings flooding. Our number two threat is going to be wildfires in the summertime and the smoke that comes with them. So bad air quality, wildland fires in Sutter Buttes along the river bottoms, that's going to be our second biggest threat here in Sutter County. Third is going to be our extreme heat. This summer, we luckily got a moderate summer, but if you think about the summer of 2024, we had over 20 days of 110 plus degrees weather. So it was extreme heat during the summertime. Severe weather in the wintertime and the winds that come along with that. So ensuring that your property is prepared and you're prepared for that severe weather, whether it becomes with wind, rain, you name it. Wintertime is going to be severe weather. Last two that I want to talk about would be hazardous materials. So we have the highways that come through the county. We have the railway that runs through neighborhoods. All of that comes with chemicals and transportation and storage here in Sutter County, and that poses a significant threat as well. And then lastly, but not least, is earthquakes. We do have a low threshold for earthquakes here in Sutter County, so we do need to be vigilant of those. So the number one thing that you can share with your family, your neighbors, and your community is being informed. So staying informed, following the Office of Emergency Management on social media, going to the bepreparedsutter.org website, just staying informed so you know what's going on around you at all times. Second is knowing what evacuation zone you live in. So if you go to the bepreparedsutter.org website, you can learn about our Know Your Zone campaign, and we will happily share a magnet with you. If you swing by our office, we can get you a magnet so you can write down what zone you live in, put it on your refrigerator, put it in your office. Just know what zone you are in for when an evacuation happens. Thirdly, be neighborly. Know who your neighbors are. Know if somebody has an access or a functional need, somebody needs some extra assistance. So when that evacuation order does come down, they have that assistance to get out as well. Again, plan for pets. Our furry family members are a big component of our life, so we want to make sure that they are well prepared for as well, with water, food, snacks, toys, whatever they need to be successful in that stressful environment. And then lastly, document your valuables. So what I've done is I've personally been evacuated twice. I've taken my cell phone and done a video and walked through my entire house, videoing closets, videoing drawers, videoing everything you can. So if you were to lose your home or any kind of valuables, you would have that documentation for insurance companies at a later date. Next, we want to talk about building a family emergency plan. So go to ready.gov/plan. They have a great template to fill in so you can walk yourself through how to build a family plan. Part of those key components is going to be communications. Who are you going to be talking to and how are you going to be talking to them? It's always best to do text message over voice in a disaster because of how crowded the cell phone networks are. Secondly, you want to have meeting places, identify meeting places. Where is everyone going to rally? If you can't get back home, if kids are at school, you're at work, where are you going to meet if you can't get back home? Third, if you are at home, how do you get out of your house? So you always want to have at minimum 2 different ways to get out of your house and out of your neighborhood. So know those areas. And then lastly, once you have that plan, you need to exercise it. Do a 5-minute drill. What happens if we were to need to leave the house in the next 5 minutes? Who's responsible for what? Where are you going? How are you going to get there? And how are you going to communicate it? So that's the key component of that plan. It's great that you document it, but really understanding how to do those steps and making sure that everyone in your household knows how to do those steps is going to be a key for your resiliency and your success in a disaster. The next component is having an emergency kit. So that's going to be seasonally dependent and what your household looks like. So if you have pets, you need to make sure you have stuff for pets. If you have children, you need to have stuff for children. The average rule is 1 gallon per person or pet per day. Then you also want to have some non-perishable food. And then you're also going to want to have things in there of important documentation. So marriage certificates, birth certificates, copies of driver's licenses, insurance policy, copies of those. Anything that's important to you to be successful, you're going to want to have a copy in your kit. Additionally, you're going to want to have some creature comforts. So whether you like to play board games, you like to read a book, card games, anything you need to be entertained. Additionally, you're going to want to have any kind of medication. If you do take medication or any other kinds of things that you might need, whether it's a cane to assist with walking, a walker, any kind of durable medical equipment or medication like I've already talked about, you're going to want to have on hand in your kit. And then lastly is going to be, like I said, it's going to be seasonally. So in the summer months, consider having some N95 masks and some other stuff for preparation for wildfire. In the winter months, some preparation for things related to flooding. Lastly, and probably one of the most important things is, again, staying informed to what's going on around you and keeping your situational awareness up. And one of the key components to do that is signing up for Code Red, Sutter County's emergency notification system. To sign up for Code Red, you can go to bepreparedsutter.org. As part of that, that is our emergency notification system. So if something is going on around you, you will get notified to what's going on. You have the opportunity to put in several addresses. So work, home, if you spend a lot of time at the gym, kids go to school, you can put all those addresses into your account. So then you get notified when something's going on in that area. We will only use the system in the event that we need you to take action, whether that is prepare to evacuate, boil water, shelter in place, or we do have an evacuation order and we need you to leave because there's a life safety threat. So again, go to bepreparedsutter.org to learn more about Code Red.